It's space weather. Seat of the Pants edition. We got a boring sun with a couple coronal holes, one on the North Pole, one south of the equator, one on the South Pole, very small. And we've got a pretty cool magnetic anomaly on the sun. Check it out. Right there. It's not an alien spacecraft, and it's not Nibiru. It's magnetic fields holding back the corona. Let's look at it in a different wavelength while we're on the subject. Shall we? 171 angstroms often has the answers, and you can see the magnetic lines. Basically, it's a filamentary event. And if you got to see it more in depth, here's a still image. You see how many magnetic lines are concentrated in that area? It's a solar magnet. Let's look at some other data. SpaceWeatherNews.com. X-ray flux is still flatlined for who knows how long, losing track. Now, we are getting a phi angle shift here. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see this shift almost all the way up to, 360 degrees. Because right now the largest coronal hole, and the main feature of the sun is a coronal hole, the largest coronal hole is the North Pole coronal hole. So, probably going to get a magnetic connection or a periodic magnetic connection to that. Magnetometer is smoothing out a little bit, and we have not had any major earthquakes. Electron flux is doing a miniature version of what it did yesterday and staying at a relatively low energy state. Although keep an eye on that, because the peak sometimes is not as obvious as it may seem. F2 ionosphere layer is looking normal, a little on the charge side. Nothing too special. Take a look at their, space weather enthusiasts dashboard. Look at a whole bunch of different things. Because we're bored, the space weather is boring. All right, so first of all, look at the electron flux. You notice there is some emanating out of, especially the western limb, a little south of the equator. Lasco C3. Got Venus rotating through. Yep, so also not Nibiru, since that's not a thing. And what else? U.S. total electron content. Let's check it out. Might as well. It's pretty low. No real red. Nothing too exciting. Kind of boring. Take a look at solar ham. Check out the magnetogram, or magnetogram if you prefer that pronunciation. No sunspots. Not a lot to comment on. Hey subscribers, are we at 200 yet? Not sure. In any case, thanks, because we're almost there, and it's inevitable that we get there. Now remember, when you're staring at the sun every day and not going blind, don't drink. And if you drink, don't stare at the sun all day without the proper filters.